Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, February 27th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is I allow my intuition to guide me along my journey. And here we are, new moon. So this is the last dark of the moon, new moon of this astrological season. And yet here we are, even though we're ending a cycle, we're planting seeds for the next cycle to come in. And there's power in that, right? Like the quote that's actually popping into my head is, I don't know if it's a quote or more of like a theory, but, plant trees that you may never, benefit the shade from. It's a little different with these intentions, but like, plant these seeds, plant these intentions for this next year ahead that, you right now may not get to experience the benefit, but you of the future, you of the tomorrow can benefit from. And there's potency in doing so. And I think this is a good time to remind all of us that we are all co-creating this experience. So we may be very uncomfortable with how things are unfolding on this planet right now. And there's a lot of ways we can act like victims, but I do firmly believe we all have some level of responsibility in it. And our highest responsibility is to align with our truest, highest, best selves and show up how we're called to show up. So keep that in mind in and through these astro energies. So the new moon happens today at 4:45 p.m. Pacific time. It is at 9 degrees Pisces. The Sabian symbol is in essence like a jockey spurring his horse on at 9 degrees. 10 degrees is talking about like an airplane flying through the clouds. So both of these Sabian symbol energies show us moving rapidly. And as I look at March's energies, like, while it may not feel like everything's happening fast outside in the world, it's like a quickening. It's an evolutionary quickening. Actually, what's really interesting is that I had the Sabian symbols pulled up on my computer because my poor book is just falling apart. So I just like to leave it alone. But I had it pulled up on the computer and I kept looking at 8 degrees, even though it's 9 degrees. And I just kept getting drawn to it. And the 8 degree Sabian symbol, which is not where this new moon is, but it's a girl with a bugle. And it talks about a call to action, basically. And I still feel like that's aligned in this energy, that there's a call to action. And in it, it talked about evolutionary energy, in essence. And so 9 energy feels like a call to action. 9 is a call to completion, but also, again, where new seeds of new beginnings of the next are already starting to pop up. We are in a 9 year. So this is a very potent new moon. That being said, I'm going to create a new word, potensify, potensify a situation or a new moon or anything planetary is when astro energy feeds in. And there's not too much energy feeding into this new moon. One thing that we do have, though, is Lilith in conjunction to this new moon. And it's Lilith in Libra. And so I think this is where we've got to really look at ourselves and where we're still people-pleasing. I found myself facing something in that today. And I was like, oh, I'm going to people-please. Really looking at that energy and where we need to hold kind boundaries and honor our personal flow, honor what feels right and aligned for ourselves. That's part of the Pisces energy. It's part of following our intuition. That Jewel song, follow your heart, your intuition, it will lead you in the right direction, is in my head again. But this is the card that I pulled for today, the intuition card. And this is, with all of this Pisces energy going on, this is a major part of the agenda for us. And hopefully something that you can plant, a seed, an intention that you can plant in this new moon is to listen to honor your intuition. And the thing is intuition is heightened by listening to it, honoring it. Now, there's something I have to tell you when it comes to our intuition. You can follow your intuition and it's not necessarily going to work out perfectly. And it's not necessarily going to look like what you want it to look like when you follow your intuition. And that doesn't mean you did something wrong. It doesn't mean that you heard your intuition wrong. It's just life is this. It is not that. And it's not that. I wish it was, but it's really this roller coaster thing. And we have planned for our lifetime so many lessons along this roller coaster that we came into experience. So just keep that in mind as you intend to honor your intuition and lean into it. That's part of the North Node in Pisces, and these potent planets, Saturn, Neptune, Mercury currently, the Sun, all of these energies asking us to lean in that direction. That gift is within you. Now, some people do have it stronger, but it's because they've utilized it, or they came in from past lives, already having a little bit of that, or their chart is like, yes, this is a big part of your chart. So don't be upset at yourself if that's not something that you've participated in, but now is the time. And I think that intuition goes hand in hand with discernment. And I know when I use them in tandem, that is when I make the best decisions. So just keep that in mind in this new moon energy. Watch for the people pleasing. That's part of Lilith's wound. Lilith is not a people pleaser, but even Lilith in Libra, which I have in my chart, can fall into that wounding. Training, conditioning, wounding, whatever you want to call that. So besides this new moon, which is again kind of helping to, not just kind of, really finishing up this astrological year in a strong and powerful way, we will still have a full moon coming in. Full moon eclipse coming in. So there's still more work to do. But before this year ends, this astrological year ends. But this is potent, and you may be getting messages in your dreams, through signs, through random things. What did somebody say? What did I say? I said something. Wherever you go, there you are. I said that in yesterday's scope, and somebody was like, oh, that's the second time I've heard it, and it's only 5 a.m. You're going to hear double messages like that if that's something that you're needing at this time. So just be aware of what's showing up for you, pointing you in the direction of what the universe has planned for you. What you and the universe have co-created for you is a better way to say it. So today, Moon will move into Pisces early in the morning, just adding to the Pisces gang. Adding to this watery energy, which can be emotional, it can have a lot of depth, and it can bring through a lot of karmic stuff. That's actually where I sat down with my intention to go with this scope. It's just all the karmic energies that are playing in your life, but also in the world. Be aware of that. We're going to have Mercury and Uranus in a sextile. Now, this is very lazy cat. Mercury is in Pisces, Uranus is in Taurus. This is the lazy cat combination. This is happening early in the morning, 1:37 a.m. Pacific time. So this might be in your dreams. It might be in your morning wake up. You might feel a little extra groggy. Spend a little extra time grounding in with all of this Pisces energy. Oh my goodness. It's a lot. So spend extra time to ground in this. But again, your mind might be triggered. You may have ahas coming through in this. Uranus can usually indicate some breakdown and breakthrough. So be aware of that, but lean into your intuition for solution in this. New moon, like I said, happens at 4:45 p.m. And then the next connection is with the moon and Jupiter in a square. And so you might have a little challenge come up. Don't dig up your intentions because something feels challenging. Go with it. See what the universe is teaching you. Jupiter is a teacher. I think all of the astro is really a teacher, but Jupiter specifically is such a teacher, and there's always luck and goodness if we can lean in. So keep your mind open. Jupiter is in Gemini. It's direct now. See where you can open your mind and practice curiosity instead of shutting down this thing that's triggering you, because I guarantee there's a lesson for you in it. Even if it's about somebody else, what is your lesson? Always come back to that, because that's where you have the power in shifting things. So let's look at these cards. Okay, so we have these two right next to each other. Patience and intensity. And again, I think that this is where we're moving into. March has intensity, but the universe is asking us to be still, have patience, get grounded. This is a Pentacles card, so it's a card about being grounded and kind of allowing the cycles to play through without feeding too much energy into that, right? Meanwhile, love these two cards together. Consciousness and receptivity, right? Just being open to listen to the messages, God, Spirit, Universe, how God, Spirit, Universe is helping to direct you, align you in this energy. And I feel like the receptivity and the patience card, those are both really yin in nature. And that works very well as Venus is heading into this retrograde on March 1st. And Venus retrograde is usually a doozy, but I think that we're all being called to like relax, lean into the yin a little bit more, and just slow down. So again, it's very interesting to have this combo, the intensity, the patience, and the slowdown. But these two are really for us to really get grounded, connecting, even while there's intensity, and remembering all of this, especially as we feed in the light, can help move into the light. Even as it's crazy and intense in the world and so many butting heads and conflicting stories of what's happening. Whew, it's a lot. So, gonna leave that there. Plant your seeds. Listen to your intuition. Book a reading if you would like support for these eclipses coming up, or just support getting your mind, emotional energy right. Reach out, email me. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And may your guiding light be strong. And know that you can trust your process, because we are the solution. Namaste.